Hello there, people. Welcome back to the EagleBite 83 channel where the past never dies. I'm, of course, your host, EagleBite. And welcome back to another episode of Roleplay Review when I am doing commentary on my old review, role-playing series from 2 years ago. Tonight we have reached Blood Ties episode 19, The Bastion, which you might already figure out if you've been following the show. Then this is the episode where we meet the faction Bastion. For the first time, I might add. Sassy, you're there? You ready? Let's see if I can switch to... Hey, there you are. Nice, nice. Okay, this should be it. Very nice. Let me just do final checks here to make sure that we are ready. It looks good. Okay, good. Very good, very good. Switch it up to 10. There we go. Okay then. Let's do this. Here we go. Episode 19, The Bastion. Oh, and feel free to give me feedback whether or not the stream is performing adequately, if it's too loud or not loud enough, and bufferings and all that. I always appreciate that. Actually, you know what? Oh, shit. It's actually a kind of a long episode. I'm just gonna go and get some water. I'll be back in 20 seconds. Okay, I know that was not 20 seconds, but I decided mid-excursion to actually switch from water to iced tea. Alright, let's make this a little less noisy, and alright, let's do this. Let's get into episode 19. One day, I was working on the homestead. A couple of break-ins resulting from poorly placed barricades had prompted me to change up a few things. Yeah, here I'm actually addressing the issue we've talked about before. The fact that the back door despawned and I had no idea. I didn't even realize that. So here I'm actually addressing that, and I think we're also gonna try to finally build a flagpole. Sassy, are you planning on watching the first episodes, the ones that you have missed? Oh shit! I have a blister on my thumb from today. I rode my bike today, but I didn't think that would actually injure my thumb like that. Oh, weird. All right, cool. All right, here we go. You should probably do it sooner rather than later, just to, you know. Oh, okay, never mind. Here we go. The burglars had even gone so far as to take the R from my burlie in the hallway. Spiteful pricks. Close the door. Oh yeah, look at this. Look at what's happening now. There we go. And the gates. Yeah. Okay. Did you see what happened? One moment I'm inside, the next one I'm just... There we go. And the gates. Yeah. Okay. What the fuck? But okay. Apparently, the Burleigh family genes had infused me with latent superpowers of quantum phase matter manipulation, which enabled me to pass through solid objects. This was, sadly, an ability I would never be able to consciously make use of. Okay, I'm not gonna push it. Obviously, that was just a joke, but I had to just, you know, put it in there that it was like, you know, this was part of the story. I could use superpowers, but I could only use it once, and it was by accident, and I would never be able to do that again. Episode 19, The Bastion. So we're finally making the trip down there. Remember in episode 18, we finally made contact with Bastion over the radio when we were talking with when Robin was talking to Rory about his sleepwalking issues, or Rory's sleepwalking issues. Yes. Remember what I said last episode, that I was looking for a fridge and I'd never found one? Finally. There we go. Now, in the fridges, obviously part of the BBP mod, you can actually store food and they will spoil a lot later. Like the spoil timer will be elongated, so, or prolonged, I should say. That's actually, the fridges actually work like a fridge should work. Because if you would just put, food in like maybe this wooden box here, like meat and vegetables, they would spoil fairly quickly. But the fridges would make them last a lot longer. That's why I always wanted it. Working on the railroad all the long day. You got a good one? Alright, let's see. Yeah, I'll yeah, I got you. Alright, only need one more. Support's gonna be a huge pile of rocks. Alright, here we go. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. All right. Very nice, very nice. Everything's good then. Thank you very much, broski. Shall we go look for your equipment now?
You want to know what a depressed Tarzan sounds like?
Yeah, sure. That's so bad. We finally got the flagpole up. Nice. Alright. So, I was thinking, we're gonna do our little trip now down south. He's very decked out in his camouflage gear here, and I would remark on it later in the narrative, or as the narrator, or the thoughts, I guess, going through Robin's head. I would remark on it in just a moment here, but there's a reason. And I figured our first goal should be the old Stag Republic. A flagpole made your house as a spawn point, right? No, it doesn't. Flagpoles don't work like that in DayZ. There are mods where you can actually use sleeping bags as spawn points. But the flag points, the only thing the flagpoles do is it makes sure that everything that you put down, containers, fridges, lockers, anything like that, chairs, structures like fences and stuff like that, the flagpole makes sure, when it has a flag, it makes sure that those things do not despawn after a set amount of time. Because default wise, things you build in game will always despawn after like 30 real-time days on a server. I think it is. That was his. Okay, no worries. Where Lucas has his place, just to pass by. I mean, our ultimate goal is Bastion, but you know, that's it. That castle is on the way.
Yeah.
And I was thinking we could side skirt Cushville. I feel like I want to just get a glimpse of Cushville, you know, at a distance. Maybe with like
Alright,
a pair of
definitely.
binoculars. Yeah. Just to see what it looks like. Okay, did you catch that? Our plan for today, we're going to be visiting Bastion, but we are going to go past Lucas's castle because that was interesting. We wanted to check it out a little bit more. And we also want to see what the situation is at Cushville. So, I mean, with the Black Company and all that, we'll see what happens.
So,
Oh my god, that did a number. With one hit. A couple of days after the flagpole was finished, we finally set out to head south for the castle where Bastion was based. I was in my standard cross-country travel gear. Rory, however, had for some reason gone for a full military fatigue sort of look. Yep. Honestly, I suspected it was because he missed Dex on some level. Yeah, because Dex would always gear up in military gear whenever we would do like a run to a military base or something like that. And tried to make up for the little shit's propensity to gather military gear. But I also knew that he would never admit to it. And so, I didn't say anything.
never mind.
You scared me
I
there.
thought I saw a head up there. Yeah, no, I thought I saw a head above something like a building up there, but I think it was just a tree, like waving behind it at the very top of it.
One of these days, I actually want to go around that island. The whole Camp Eagle.
You haven't been to Camp Eagle?
No, I haven't actually, and I worked in the vicinity like a lot of years.
I mean, it's a decent-sized little military place. I went there with Dex a little bit ago.
Yeah.
A fuck ton of zombies though, and I guess that's what that guy's having problems with.
Yeah. Alright, so we got it. We got the old trailer park up there. God damn it, I want to get Medi on someday and like have a commentary with him as well. That would be nice to actually be able to talk about stuff with him while we're watching this. That's where Jimmy Jack lived out the last of his life. Let's see. Can't really see any activity over there. Alright, let's head over here. Bro. Now we're going to be talking about Jimmy Jack. And Jimmy Jack in the story was Robin and Rory's uncle. He was the uncle of their family, and he lived the last of his days in this trailer park. Some respect,
you know
please.
If he likes peacoats?
Yeah, listen. You know which trailer Jimmy Jack lived in?
Which one?
You're standing in it. Some respect.
Well.
To the old guard. To the old boy. Hope you...
Wait, I have a perfect... Hold on. We gotta do this like Burley's.
Oh, yeah.
Fate. One for me. One for you. Take a swig there. And one for the glorious dead. But that was really just for me.
Alright. We have to do this as well. I wanted to pour out some alcohol on the peacoat here, just to, sort of like, you know how you pour out alcohol on the grave for a fallen comrade. However, it would be a little bit wonky, because whenever I try to do that, I would like jerk back for some reason. I wouldn't even be able to pour it. I think it is because the peacoat actually interfered with the animation, but it kind of served its purpose anyway. How are you doing? I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. How are you doing? You see, like that? For you, man. Alright, now we're gonna be trying to spy on the Black Company. And this is creepy. I remember this vividly when we were moving up to their base in Cushville, and we were like, we were really like afraid that they were gonna see us.
Oh, about 200 meters away.
Yeah, I see. Let's see if we can get a better look, maybe. Wait a minute. Oh, there it is. Okay. Walls have been torn down. Damn it, I don't have visual of their flag, but yeah, the walls are still up. As we halfway. I mean, the walls were still up, but there were larger walls, really, and some had been torn down. Sections have been torn down. Between cover, we soon made a surprising discovery. There's no flag there at all. Could they have left? Trying to scout out as much as we can. We did not want to go in there just like, you know, recklessly. But, you know. Not seeing a soul. And not a flag. No flag. Cushville was abandoned. The flag was gone, and the compound had been left stripped, bare, and open for the vultures to have their fill. Do you know what this means? The Pathfinders, i.e. the Black Company, who are our mortal enemies throughout every episode from, like, I don't know, episode, I'd say 5, but generally it's episode 8, I would imagine, and forward until this episode 19, seem to be have just vanished.
I didn't see a damn thing in there.
Yeah, same here.
They robbed me and they raided my base. Yeah, no, I wouldn't trust them, bro. Not at all.
Yeah, the Pathfinders robbed me once, yeah. There's like 6 of them, and they all held me at gunpoint.
Mate, they fucking chased me down 3 times. It's time for us to chase them down.
They held me up at gunpoint and tied me up, took some stuff, and let me on my way. And then they took more shit from me because I didn't even have anything new from the last time they got me.
They were in all black. No, but they handcuffed me and they put an X on my forehead.
I don't want to jinx it, but do you think we might have achieved one of our primary goals here?
If not straight out achieved, then at least influence.
I couldn't believe my eyes. Cushville, the very home of evil, had been washed clean. We had no idea how or why it had happened, but this was the final confirmation. The Black Company, the last remnant of the Pathfinders, was no more. All the deception and falsehood, the chaos that they had caused, both as the black-clad terrorists and as the Pathfinders before that, was now officially history. I couldn't help but smile. That place was still locked. I always wondered afterwards, like, what was in there? Because everything else was cleared out, but that was still locked. Alright. So this is going to be interesting. We haven't been here since, you know, we were with Dex and we panicked. There's been a lot of panicking from us, hasn't it? Good to hear. Rory and I continued on our journey south, but not before having salvaged what gear we could find. Whatever had happened with the Antler Boys, they had left some impressive pieces behind. We will be wearing them in the beginning of next episode, and you'll see it was actually pretty impressive military gear. You'll see that at the beginning of episode 20, which I want to remind you guys is a very dramatic episode. Episode 20, the episode after this one, conversely, because this one might be seen as a little bit boring by some people who don't like dialogue, next episode is going to be like very dramatic. Maybe not on the action scale, but very heavy on the drama. So, next one, don't miss that one. Well, I mean, you can just watch it on YouTube. This is just commentaries. But anyway, we'll get to that one.
What was this gunfight? Wait, there's smoke, Is that Lucas's castle?
Yeah. I don't think you need to worry. However, it was just about the time of day when Rory usually started getting paranoid.
What if the entire thing was a ploy to get people to come there, and then we fire 3 times in the air and we alert them to us being at the gate? And then they fucking, you know.
Where did you see the smoke? Oh yeah, I see it now. I usually was the one who calmed my brother's paranoia, but this time I saw something which made even me join the dark side of mental awareness. When we were here last time, there was clearly a Pathfinder flag. There is a flag over there. It's the Pathfinders.
It looks like the Pathfinder flag. Maybe he just hasn't, like, had the time to replace the flag? I don't know, because he...
Maybe he is the Black Stag.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Rory.
Wouldn't that be a fucking plot twist? Shoot 3 times outside the gate, boom, they got initiation. Boom, they got cause for defense.
Oh shit, now you're making me paranoid as well.
That was actually kind of funny. I loved how his character was like very neurotic, very paranoid about that, and like because he had a talent for taking a situation that could be very bland and very normal and very not uninteresting and just turn it into what if this is how it is? What if that is like he always kept me on my toes. I love that.
Let me check the map here. I think, like, even back when I saw this Ezra actually talking about somebody from up north was going to come and visit him, he said, "Come."
Yeah, a conversation observed over the SATCOM band, meaning it was a conversation I saw in the Discord over the radio channels in the Discord.
By the east gate. And Lucas also said, "Come by the east gate."
Well, if he took over the...
Yeah.
You know, it's very possible Lucas was a member of the people, and then if they disbanded, he could be the only member left. You know, it could be his home. Here's an idea. We could go visit Bastion, and we could figure out what they know. They live here. They're close. It's in the backyard. They'll know. They'll know what's up.
Fully agreed.
And I trust them a fuckload more than any castle that's flying that flag.
Yeah. Fully agreed. Oh. Another flag, and it's the Black Stag as well.
Yeah, okay. Listen here now. Like, pay close attention to what's gonna happen now, because this is kind of funny. So I saw another Pathfinder flag, and I want him to check it out. So he's like putting up the gun and looking through the scope.
This one I can see much clearer. If you watch.
And then, Rory, the calm, level-headed paintball veteran of his class, did something that I never, ever thought he would do.
No. Jesus. Go.
Fucking Christ. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. Keep running. Don't stop fucking moving. We gotta move. Oh, we gotta move. I gotta come in. Fucking do that. I can't believe I just... Oh my god.
Thing is, why we're running now, and just from having him accidentally fire, is because if you fire, that can have serious repercussions on an RP server. Like, have you obeyed the rules? Have you initiated? No, he hasn't initiated. These are things you can actually get, like, banned for, or not banned, but like these can be serious issues. And it's like, this was just an accident, but you know, good luck trying to explain that. And if there was anybody in the castle, Rory could have killed that person, and it would have been like a rule break kill, and it would have been like completely. So we were like, oh shit, we gotta get out of here.
No. Oh my god. I scared myself so hard.
Oh my god.
I'm having so much fun with that.
I'm so sorry. My finger slipped.
I know.
Literally, like figuratively in RP and OOC, my finger fucking slipped.
I know. Don't worry, it's happened to me too.
That was the worst time.
We had so much fun with that afterwards. That was I mean, I don't think we've ever laughed that much when we played that. That was That was like the funniest thing that happened in a long time. Like that was, and I'm so happy I got that on camera as well.
You were like aiming towards the compound too.
I shot like right in their fucking compound.
Yeah. That was horrible.
My mouth is so sensitive. I can't believe I just fucking did that.
And just listen to him, like, you know, listen to how he like pulls his breath, like he just gasps. Listen to this.
Paintball veteran of his class did something that I never ever thought he would do.
Listen.
No, no, Jesus, go, 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 go.
Fucking Christ! Oh my fucking god!
I just love that. I love that.
That
That's so
was
much fun.
horrible.
My mouth is so sensitive. I can't believe I just fucking did that.
Having hopefully evaded the attention of a most likely confused Lucas, our eyes soon fell on the castle ruins where Bastion was reported to be located. Oh, it's pretty clear here.
Look at how tall those walls are. It's guaranteed that
Actually-
it could be like right behind them, and we wouldn't even be able to see the flag.
I actually love this shot. Look at this. Look at the view here. You're standing on a hill, and then with like a forested hill with trees all around, and then you're looking over to another hill with the castle. I love this shot right here. You know, that's so cool.
Oh, it's pretty clear here.
Just love your laughs. Well, thank you, thank you.
Look at how tall those walls are. It's guaranteed that it could be like right behind them, and we wouldn't even be able to see the flag.
Yeah. I do see fortifications, though. I see planks. Like, boarded up walls.
Like, yeah, I did too.
I think also the entrance, I mean, according to the map, the entrance is not anywhere near here. It's like on the east side as well. Like the only entrance. So maybe we should side skirt it, like that way,
Yeah.
and try not to shoot at it.
That's we're moving on.
Ooh. Well, we're on Bastion's turf now, so you might want to put a gun away.
Gotcha.
Just want to say this.
Bruh.
Yeah, there you go. Hit the wrong button. For the
The
soundboard.
castle was huge. Walls circling around the perimeter, lining the entrance road up to the main keep.
Yeah, I was actually really impressed with the size of this castle. In no place in the, I don't even think Devil's Castle, excuse me, I don't even think Devil's Castle in Chernarus is nearly as big as this one is, this Bastion Castle. Or this, it's actually called something else. It's not called Bastion, of course. Bastion was only the name of the faction. The castle's called something else. I don't exactly remember what it was, but yeah.
Wow,
It's actually
so
really
this
big.
Is fine. This is where the elusive Bastion is. Sure makes...
The name fits.
Yeah, exactly. Still not seeing any flags, though.
Yeah, they could be behind that, and we'd never see them.
Yeah. Hello?
Okay.
Oh, anybody home?
One thing, a little bit of a goof here that I realized in post-production, but I still needed to have this here, so I couldn't really cover it up. I realized afterwards that because now we're not gonna like get any response, so we're gonna be waiting a little bit. But we could have actually have opened these doors. We could have opened this gate. As you can see clearly, it doesn't say that it is locked. There's no code lock or anything here, so I could actually have opened this door. I didn't even realize that. I just assumed when nobody came to answer that it was locked. But we could actually have opened here, but we would like enter into sort of an antechamber, like an entrance area, then like it would be locked further in. But I could have actually tried to open here, and I realized that afterwards, like, "Oh, dude, why didn't I try to just open this gate and walk in? You know? Hmm. But I guess it works kind of like in the story, you know. We don't just want to waltz in, even if it's like unlocked, kind of, sort of. I mean, it depends a little bit. This works for the story, at least.
Interesting. All right. All right. I guess we'll have to wait until they get back then. As the sun was going down, we decided to get some sleep just outside the castle, figuring if anyone came around who lived here or had business here, we'd be able to tag along. Alright, are you taking first watch?
Yeah, I'll take first watch. I got some energy drinks from those food stands before, so I'm good to go.
Alright, good. Notify me. I mean, wake me up. Wake me up if they come home, or if they
Before we go.
Before we
if they
go.
leave or whatever.
I didn't actually catch that when I played. I heard it in post here, and I'm like, oh, like, you know.
I'll see you tomorrow. Or I'll see you tonight.
See you, man.
Night night.
Now, I want to say this because this is a commentary video as well. In between us going to sleep here and when we actually tried to go inside inside the castle again, we actually logged on one more time and went down to, because I don't think there was anybody at Bastion then as well. We went down to Stonington, which is the big city on the south end of the main Deer Isle. We went down there and we were like there for a real long time and did stuff, and then we came back just because we needed to continue the story. That's what I remember. But we didn't do anything down in Stonington that mattered. We like went there, looted some, maybe got some other items and stuff like that. If I show those items in the story, then most likely I've like made up an excuse for getting them. But here, I know for a fact that we actually went to Stonington in between these two instances. When we get back to the next scene, we'll actually have done that, and we are going to check if Bastion is open once again, or if anybody is at Bastion. Bastion is the faction. I keep forgetting that. Well, actually, you could also say that Bastion is the location also, because I named the episode The Bastion, so I guess you could use those words interchangeably.
Let's see if somebody's at home, shall we? Oh yeah.
All right.
Let's knock on the sky. Did you get a good night's sleep, by the way? Good night's sleep, by the way.
Oh. Yeah, not too bad. Not too
Somebody that has a keen eye might see that we have different gear on us. Not completely, but I actually don't really know right now. I'm not sure. Did I have, for instance, that hunting rifle? Let me just check real quick.
Noticeably.
No, I didn't have that hunting rifle. Yeah. Keen eyes might notice that I have a brand spanking new hunting rifle. I picked that up down in Stonington.
Wake me. Did you get
There we go.
Good night's sleep, by the way?
Oh.
Good night's sleep, by the way.
Oh. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
All right.
Obviously, it kind of breaks consistency a little bit, or continuity, I should say. But, you know, as an editor, you kind of have to decide on what to try to cut out and what to leave in. If I would have like try to avoid showing that I have a new hunting rifle, then I would just simply not be able to get any of this Bastion. And this is heavy on exposition. We need to see this trip to Bastion. We need to actually see me meeting Harold and all that. So I had to, like, begrudgingly accept that there's a brand spanking new rifle out of nowhere on my backpack. But you could explain it away as, you know, like, maybe before Rory woke up, I went through some of the, you know, towers and found a hunting rifle. You can always kind of explain away these things. Still awake? Well, I hope you are. But now you're probably gonna be put to sleep because we're gonna be talking a lot. We're gonna meet some people. We'll see if you manage to stay awake. Yeah, hell, sometimes when I've been checking this episode, even I have gone like, okay, I didn't need to include that. I didn't need to include that. Okay, this is getting a little bit, you know, like, you know. But did you hear me say, Cecily, that next episode is going to be very dramatic? That one you really want to pay attention to. Obviously, this one is going to be heavy on exposition, so if you want to know what's going on the island, the entire, like, big story, then you want to pay attention to what Harold talks about here as well. But yeah, just thought I'd mention it.
Oh, Lord.
All right, we're gonna meet a familiar face here, by the way. It's a little bit too bad that you haven't watched the other episodes, because we're gonna meet somebody who we know here, and we haven't seen since episode 12. Episode 12, I want to say, is the first really, really, really good episode. Unfortunately, so a lot of this is gonna, like, go past you, but feel free to check that out. Will it be tomorrow? Maybe. It all depends. We'll see.
Knock, knock. Hello? Anybody home? Oh, wait. Can we open this? Oh, look at that.
Yeah, now I discovered that. Now I realized it.
It's a fire. It's a fire. Hello? Anybody home?
Is that door openable?
No, is it? Oh, it is! Ladies first.
Greetings.
Wait, why wasn't that door locked? That was strange, because it should be locked. Maybe they hadn't had time to. Maybe this was new or something, newly built, and they just needed to. I don't know. I have no idea. Let's assume that it was supposed to be locked, because otherwise we could have just walked in the entire. It didn't even occur to me until right now, because I thought it was locked. Jesus. You see, you learn something new every time you rewatch one of these things.
Hey!
Oh, hello there.
Hey!
That voice awful familiar.
Are you a Bastion?
Here you see the armbands of Bastion. You can clearly see that it's blue and white with a chess rook piece, a rook chess piece for a symbol.
Wait. Don't I know you from somewhere?
What is it? Was it
Yeah, your
Cody?
voice is very,
Cody?
very familiar.
Katie?
Wait a minute!
What's your name?
Name's Corey.
So are you, like, new to Sanctuary, or you've been with them for a while?
Couple days, Sanctuary, but I've been on the island for a couple of weeks.
Okay, okay.
Aren't you Corey? Watcher?
Corey.
Yes, name's Corey.
And I love how Maddie just says, Corey. Just listen. Okay, okay.
Aren't you Corey? Watcher?
Corey.
It sounds like just a tad creepy, like Corey. One more time.
But I've been on the island for a couple of weeks.
I just have to. I have to.
Aren't you Corey? Watcher?
Corey.
Yes, name's Corey. Corey Buckman.
Oh my god, do you remember us? We were,
Sorry, Maddie.
We're the Burley brothers. We were with you in Westbrook when that whole shit went down.
Yes.
I.e., episode 12, the Westbrook incident. Check that out. It's a really good one. But if you haven't checked out the entire series, you should probably start from the beginning. However, I want to make anybody who wants to watch it aware that the first 4 episodes are kind of slow because they just detail Robin getting back to the island and trying to, just collect himself and, like, try to he tries to survive. He tries to look for people and try to find his family members, among them his brother Rory.
Win the party.
Oh.
Party.
Yeah! Yeah! Fucking nice. Nice to see you. Wait, weren't you with
Shit,
Sanctuary?
Yes, I was with Sanctuary, but Sanctuary fell.
They did?
Fell.
They did?
This is a new development. This is something we didn't even know about. Corey's telling us that Sanctuary, one of the peaceful settlements of the North, has fallen completely.
Yeah.
The ones who actually executed Rascal.
Yeah, they pretty much got wiped.
Holy shit.
No.
Shit.
Wait.
When did this happen?
Wait.
When did this happen?
When did that happen?
Okay, this was a lot to take in. Firstly, Corey was still alive and well, which made me exhale a sigh of relief. I'd always felt guilty that we left him behind at the Beecher compound with the Pathfinders. Secondly, he was in Bastion now, along with Dobby and Michael, all of whom I'd met before. Thirdly, Sanctuary had apparently fallen? This deserved to be delved into. Okay, it feels like we have a lot to talk about. You have somewhere we can sit down?
Yeah. Yeah, the gazebo over here. So what you guys been up to?
Dude, it's been so long. It feels like I've been missing. Actually, I wanted to tell you, like, I'm sorry we didn't get to say goodbye.
Hey, Price Fire. What is this? It's like a movie. Yes, it is. Basically, it is me doing commentary on my role-playing series. We did role-playing a while back, and I'm doing. This is part of my series where I'm commenting on the episodes, the various episodes. So if you find it interesting, feel free to watch.
I felt kind of guilty that we just left you.
Although this is not the best episode to actually see for the first time around, because this is very talk heavy. Like, we're gonna be doing a lot of talking here about the backstory of the island and all that. If you want action, there are other episodes. Just be warned. That's so cool. Well, thank you. Yeah, I really like it. Hey, GVG, nice to see you, man. Nice to see you. Thank you for the lurk, man.
That's all good, dude.
I mean, we basically left you stuck with the Pathfinders. We sort of panicked.
Yeah, I want to say, when we left Corey behind, I was really, I felt really guilty about that. Oh, you're Nielsen's. Welcome back. It's been a long time. Nice to see you. Damn, I can't keep up with like the name changes here. you hope you'll forgive me if I forget that fact that you're Nielsen's TV in the future. I'm sorry if that happens. You probably will have to remind me again. You've been here for a while, okay? I will change. Okay. Yeah, so I felt really, really guilty about leaving Corey behind with the Pathfinders because when all that happened at Westbrook, it was like I it didn't end the way I'd planned it, unfortunately, and I felt really guilty about that. So I was always afraid that he would hold like a little bit of a grudge, not too much because we did separate on good terms and whatnot, but I was still a little bit afraid of that, to mess it up even more. Thank you.
Nah, they got what was coming to them. They got wiped as well.
Yeah,
We were in a pretty good propaganda war with them for a little bit.
yeah. I'd like to think we contributed a little bit. Hopefully, we know that B tier they got attacked, and yeah, that whole thing was just a chaotic mess, to be honest.
The attack went back 10 minutes after I left or something.
I don't actually. We brought Corey up to
The attack, which we were right in the middle of.
speed of what had happened to us when we got separated, how we ended up in the middle of the Pathfinder attack in Westbrook, and how we managed to get out alive. As we were talking, another Bastion member showed up.
They were acting all nice and shit.
Looks like there's
but-
another member.
hello there.
This guy, his
Hey.
name's Michael.
Hey,
Hello,
Michael!
Michael.
If you remember from last episode, this is Michael that was that showed up at the Burley homestead and had basically, I think, respawned. He was I was talking to him briefly about the Patriots and all that. So this is Michael, that Michael.
Remember me? You met me over on Starter Island. Like, you had nothing on you.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, that's right, I remember.
Nice to see you, man.
How you doing?
This is one intimidating looking motherfucker over here.
He's good.
Nah,
He's
he's
good.
Irish. Don't worry about him.
Okay. That's actually gonna lead up to something. Just wanna clear this up for anybody who just popped in and don't know what's going on. I am role playing this guy with the Kaibo hat. His name is Robin Burley. Rory Burley, the one sitting opposite to me with the eye patch, that's his brother. So we're role playing brothers. And generally speaking, we are looking for our family members. That's like our main story. But we're also right now visiting the faction of Bastion, and that's these guys with the blue and white armbands, because we've never met them. We've met so far the majority of the factions on the island, the server. But Bastion remained a mystery to us, so we felt like we needed to contact them and talk a little bit about what's going on. Jeppen TV, hello, hey, welcome back. Well, welcome back. Welcome.
This is one intimidating looking motherfucker over here.
He's good.
Nah,
He's
he's
good.
Irish. Don't worry about him.
Oh, I knew it! With the freaking TV and whatnot. Okay. So, well played. So, what Corey says here, he's Irish. Don't worry about him. Look what happens now.
He's what, Irish?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Dude,
I hate to be the one to tell you this, but
Did-
just the guy ain't getting back up.
That was actually, Michael just completely killed Corey. And this was, as you can see here, this is like, I marked it as OOC, i.e. out of character, because that was not supposed to happen. He was just going to, hit him a little bit because he wanted to like mess with him, because he said that he was Irish, and he was going to roleplay that he took a little bit of offense to that. But he actually managed to completely one-shot kill him, because that bat belongs to a mod, and it's a spiked bat, and it actually does a lot of damage. So Michael just completely like killed him and just disappeared off into the distance. And this is a roleplay server. You can't do that shit without like role-playing the conflict, initiating, making threats, and all that, you know? So this was actually really funny. Where can I find all the videos? Yes, I have a YouTube. Check it out. I can actually give you the link. Hang on. I'll give you the link for my role-playing playlist. Be advised though that that playlist also covers my my other role-playing videos, which actually took place a little bit before, and it's not really as good as this one. If we can go to, I can actually give you the main playlist, which is DayZ Roleplay. Otherwise, this is Roleplay Review. This is me doing commentaries. 3 years I've followed. I'm rarely in here though, but I check in on you from time. Well, thank you, man. Thank you, man. Much appreciated. We'll do this. Wait, how do I? Oh, God damn it! Hang on. How do I get the? There it is. Okay, so if you go to this link, that is the link to the DayZ Roleplay playlist. Now, what you want to do is you scroll down to the Blood Ties series. Blood Ties is the series that we're watching right now. Just so you know. There we go. All right, let's keep moving. Okay. What the fuck?
Let's walk over here.
Yeah, I think that's the. Okay. You gotta understand, we were guests here. We were new here. We were strangers at Bastion. Like we were just there to visit, and suddenly, like, one of their members is like straight up killed. That shit is serious in a role-playing server. Like, that is not something you want to be doing lightly. It's not a PvP server you can like kill all you want or whatever. This has to be role-played, and it's like we're like standing there going, what the hell do we do now, you know?
Okay, Mike.
I think he ran like that way.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's completely
Yeah, I
dead.
put all
Yeah,
the stuff on the ground there.
he's not coming back up.
He's gonna have a headache in the morning.
He's not gonna like you very much.
By the way, whenever you see, maybe I should have said this earlier. I don't know if I have. Whenever you see this symbol, whenever I stamp OOC, OOC is short for out of character. That means that we're sort of breaking the role-playing immersion. We're talking about things that our characters wouldn't know about, or we're talking about like stuff in the real world, or we're talking about, you know, it's just not part of our characters as a whole in the role-playing world. So I just want to make that clear. Whenever you see this stamp, it's actually not part of the story. It's just, we're just, you know, we can talk about stuff outside. You know what I mean? All right, here we
It's
go.
amazing.
Everything is so broken.
Actually kind of broken, I'm not gonna lie.
And there he is, alive
One
again.
freaking hit, man.
How was your health low, or were you good on everything?
No, I was good on everything.
Oh my god, that's actually a really good weapon. Jesus.
That is nuts.
And you burnt your steak. That's not gonna be good for you.
That also had me a little bit confused because he's eating a burnt steak. Normally, when you eat burnt steaks in DayZ, I think you get some kind of disease condition if you get salmonella or cholera or whatever it is, um, and you start puking or something like that. It's not good for you in any case, regardless of the symptoms. You do there's something there. It's bad. I think on this server though, because it seemed like he didn't actually he didn't get any negative effects from it. I don't know if the server was glitched with the food at this point or if it was intentional. But yeah, there was something going on with the food that made him, because he's not like feeling any negative effects here. So I had to wonder about that.
And you're drinking motor oil. Okay, Bastion people seem to be a little bit weird.
No, you can fill that up with water.
Yeah, I just called it motor oil because that is one of those canisters, the plastic canisters that actually are supposed to work with like when they include motor oil. It's like a planned feature. They're gonna be looking like that, but right now it's just containers that can contain water, basic water.
After having reversed the death of Corey, because we have that power, of course, our discussion continued.
Yeah.
What made you switch from Sanctuary to Bastion? I want to know that. If that's okay, if you want to share that.
Yeah, it's all good. One of the biggest reasons was I had an altercation with the Pathfinders in Sanctuary.
Oh.
Me and another guy, from what I was told, got injured, and Sanctuary didn't want to do anything about it.
Yeah, they were always just about neutrality, right? Like,
unless one of the leaders was in trouble.
Exactly.
This is the first time we hear about the fact that Sanctuary was a little bit class divided. If the upper class was threatened, then yeah, they took the threat seriously. But if their working class had an issue or something, they wouldn't really lift a finger. At least that is the impression that we were told by other people.
After a while, we remembered to ask about the castle of Lucas and if Bastion knew anything about that.
Who's living at that castle?
Lucas.
That Lucas?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Because yeah, he told us he lived down there, but we went down there and we saw that the flag flying up there.
Yeah, the flag is the old flag of
yeah.
the Pathfinders. We didn't really get what that was all
that's
about.
it.
Was he a member of?
Yeah,
Lucas, the
he's kind of a flag collector. He likes collecting flags.
Oh, now it all makes sense. Okay. Okay, thank God. The Black Company, the Pathfinders, the Stag Republic, and all the motherfucking antler-wearing yahoos were at last confirmed to be gone. Period. Done. Finished. The last doubt had finally been erased.
Yeah, so I made a point of actually saying that because up to this point we hadn't really known, but now we knew. It was confirmed actually that the last remnants of the Pathfinders were no more. Like the entire faction had apparently stopped playing, gotten wiped out, or I don't know. I don't exactly know how the story. Actually, I think maybe Harold will show up in a bit here and maybe tell us about how that went. But yeah, for all intents and purposes, they were not on this server anymore.
I want to actually toast both to victory and also to the memory of Rascal, because we can respect him as an enemy. Alright, to the memory of Rascal and the Pathfinders, wherever they are. Thank you for, well, the nightmares, but also the good times. Cheers.
Orange soda. Can't go.
They tried to evict us.
Oh, they did.
Oh,
See now, that's that top to that. I did hear radio chatter of them over, over public comms. Just flat out saying, yeah, the old man wants to evict them out of the castle. That's all I heard.
Oh, that's what that was
this
referred
castle
to.
to the other one. But I didn't know
Yeah,
that
they
was
tried
you
to
guys
evict us,
that
and we were like, screw this, and
They went that far, did they?
Yeah, up to this point, we hadn't actually thought that Bastion was in even in contact with the Pathfinders or Black Company, whatever you want to call them. But we also heard, I heard when I met Michael for the first time that he did say that they'd been in a war with them. So I guess that's how it started. They were trying to evict Bastion from the castle, and Bastion wasn't going to have that, which I find interesting because they had coexisted for so long. They even claimed that Bastion paid their taxes. That was like some so weird, but then they tried to evict them. I know they hard like they strong armed the independent players in the south. But going up against Bastion, that's an entirely different thing.
And we got a whole bunch of factions together, and we were gonna take them on. And then something went wrong with the meeting. Someone left their radio. And then a whole shit show happened in Sanctuary.
Oh my god, okay. Yeah, I think Michael told me that Bastion was like at war with Pathfinders at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were.
From one enigmatic faction to another, the conversation soon drifted onto the Arbiters.
By the way, I want to make a note here. Now that we're talking about the Arbiters, spoiler alert, because this is going to happen down the road, but I mean, this is a commentary video. So if you don't want to hear about this, just, mute this for maybe 30 seconds or whatever. Like when I start moving the image again, you can unmute it. But Michael here, who Mr. The Mr. Barefoot standing right to the left here, Michael would eventually become an arbiter. In fact, I am pretty sure that as we speak here, I'm pretty sure that he is already an arbiter, and he's only wearing the armbands as like camouflage. Right now, he's an insider for the arbiters, with Bastion. Like he used to be a part of Bastion, but now I believe that as we're talking here, he's already switched sides to the arbiters, and he's like still wearing the Bastion armbands, sort of like being a mole, if you know what I mean. Like he's still here. He hasn't told anybody that he has gone over to the arbiters. We didn't actually say anything incriminating, but it's still interesting to think because I think he was actually with the arbiters here, right here. So it's interesting because we're going to be talking about the arbiters now, and in retrospect, if we said something, like bad about them or something like that, we'd have him hear that. That's kind of like creepy, kind of creepy to hear that. I have 3k hours on Arma 3 and it's all RP. RP? Do they RP in Arma 3, really? I thought that was like a battle royale game. Or not a battle royale game, but like a PvP game. Combat in some RP games, it's rare to find combat. When we played Arma 3, bank robbery and all that stuff all the time. Okay, so I guess the civilization hasn't fallen in Arma 3, I suppose. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah, arbiters are probably pretty strong right about now. Like everybody's joining them.
I don't know. That one guy ended up leaving.
Who?
Fuck me. Scythe Boy. What the fuck is Scythe Boy's name?
Oh, Skip.
Skip. Oh, it's Skip Trace. That's it.
Yeah, he did say that he was leaving.
Skip's dead, isn't he?
Is he?
Nah, but he should be.
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay. you heard him say that because the arbiters. Remember how it was in episode 16, rolling with an arbiter. Remember when we met Alex Woods and Skip, and Alex was trying to, clear something up and try to help Skip because Skip was in trouble with the arbiters. This leads me to believe that Michael here is an insider for the arbiters already because he's voicing that opinion. No, but he should be dead.
But there's some people out looking for him, and what was there's another guy out of the shelter, but fuck, I don't remember what his name was.
Alex Woods.
Yeah, Alex Woods, yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I tried to name drop like Alex's name when I got robbed by the arbiters. Didn't help me for shit though. Didn't help me for shit though.
I don't think they look Alex.
Oh, that could be it. Maybe that just pissed them off even more.
What?
That was the first time I heard that. For my part, I always assumed that Alex Woods was like one of the main guys in the Arbiter factions, but here I'm hearing for the first time that Alex Woods and the Arbiters themselves like might not be on the best of terms. He's a member of the Arbiters, but I think he's one of the more wild ones. The ones that maybe don't really adhere to all the rules, and tries to be all, rogue and do all crazy shit. And the Arbiters, even though they're a bandit faction, they have rules. They also have rules, So I think he sort of got a little bit, they didn't really get along that well. Yeah.
What happened with Skip Tracer though? Like what was the bad blood there?
Sold no. Shipwrecked.
There we go. Skip Tracer. This confirms it. Skip Tracer sold the Arbiters out to the Shipwrecked. That's where I heard it. Thank you.
Sold the Arbiters out to the Shipwrecked?
Mm-hmm.
How?
By being a little weasel, apparently.
Huh.
Yeah.
You see, this just makes me think that he was already in with the Arbiters. He sounds like he's like, really antagonistic towards Skip. Like, yeah, he's a fucking weasel. Like he was. I'm totally convinced that he is a part of the Arbiters here already, but he's flying Bastion flag.
Yeah, you give them a whole bunch of information, impersonations, and all that other crap.
Just fucking rats, the whole lot of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we got no love for Shipwrecked.
So okay, so what's on Bastion's agenda from now on?
Yeah, just on that note, nobody liked the Shipwrecked. They tried to make a name for themselves, but like we stated already, they overcharged people for gear and whatnot. There was a time when they actually had the monopoly of trade, sort of in the mid region of the north. But yeah, you'll see what happens with that once we get to episode 26, I think.
Like, are you actively at war with anyone? Are you doing stuff?
No, we're not at war with anyone. It's pretty quiet at the moment, except for the mutants running around.
Oh yeah, what about that? We heard something about that from Lucas.
Killed one yesterday.
Oh?
Yeah.
Oh, are they coming
Took
this
one
far
down
south?
yesterday. Mm-hmm.
Oh, so they've
Really?
spread. Okay.
Yeah.
Remember last episode, a new threat? We heard about the mutant threat that Duskar told us about. The mutants are an experiment of Warlock, and he's pretty much trying to engineer them to be the perfect beings. And several people have now engaged with the mutants. Most people have been trying to kill them, which has resulted in those people actually dying themselves because the mutants were played by admins and they were horrific to look at, and they were also strong. Like they could one-shot you just with a swipe. I don't know. I can't confirm, but Michael is about to tell us that he took one down.
I met them like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago,
Oh, that's Corey, by the way. Michael will talk shortly.
up in Portland area. And then I hear this morning that Michael and a few other dudes took one down, pretty much at Lucas's castle.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, they
Oh, yeah, they
managed
jump
to
high.
get into it because they can jump
Say
pretty
something.
high.
Don't trust Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas seems a little bit. I mean, he seems like forthcoming when you meet him, but he's also a little bit strange.
Yeah, the thing is with Lucas is a lot of people like him on the island.
Yeah.
What's going on with Lucas over there? Mike said we shouldn't trust him.
Oh, he's just odd.
Oh, okay. Oh fuck, we're all a little odd.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lucas takes the fucking cake, dude.
Yeah, there is a secret to Lucas, by the way. I think we might hear about it from Harold when he arrives.
Oh yeah, we did meet him once. It was an interesting encounter. But as we understand it now, Sanctuary is completely gone. Is that right?
Getting late for me. Good night, man. This was entertaining. Well, thank you, Jeppen. I might do another roleplay review tomorrow after I've played like 2 or 3 hours of Donkey Kong Country 3, because that's the game we're playing nowadays, because it's Super Nintendo Summer. But feel free to show up, and also feel free to check out all the episodes at my YouTube through that link I gave you. You'll be able to check them out all in your own time and place and whatnot. Thank you for the kind words. Have a good night, man. And thank you for following. Thank you. I mean, thank you for showing up. I mean, yeah. Bye.
Pretty much, yeah.
Even like, what was her name? Chloe?
Are you still here, Sassy? By the way, or have you fallen asleep?
And the tavern?
Ever since Ron and Church got killed, pretty much Sanctuary's disappeared.
So the
Okay, Ron and Church. Ron Swanson was the mayor of of Sanctuary, and Church was one of their higher ups. Both of them, apparently, from what Corey's telling us here, have been killed. And I think, not sure, I might mess it up now, but I think it was the Arbiters that retaliated after Sanctuary had executed Rascal.
mutants are kind of the big problem nowadays. I think, who was it we met by Duskar? With Lucas, except for Lucas.
This,
There's 2 or 3 of them that I spoke to, and they said if you got meat, the special kind, they will accept it as an offering.
that doesn't work.
Oh, doesn't? You're supposed to bow as well.
Nah.
Yeah, you can't look them in the eye or shit like that.
I didn't bow. I gave him a blood bag. I walked away. I ran into the trees. And I shot one in the head.
Oh.
Yeah, I wonder about that because the mutants are very, very tough. It's not enough to shoot one bullet, even at the head. They were really tough to bring down. So I'm wondering if this is just like, Michael trying to sound tough and, I don't know. Maybe it did happen, but he didn't actually bring it down right away. Oh, sorry. But there's no way he shot it in the head and it went down with one bullet. We learned that later.
And then it came back to sunset and started attacking people, and I was just popping shots at it from like 200 meters away. And it finally fucking dropped.
Oh, okay, sorry. I didn't remember that he said that. Okay, that makes more sense.
The Wharf has an anti-tank rifle, but they're not going to use it because they're a bunch of fucking pansies.
Alright, now we're talking about the Wharf Armory. Yeah, I made a little bit of jump cuts here to try to speed things along. Michael essentially saying that the Wharf is capable, probably, of taking down mutants, but they won't do it they rather hide behind their walls, like kind of like that.
Those are
I
interesting
mean,
people.
they're nice people, but they're sitting on a fucking, literally an empty tank rifle they won't use against the mutants.
I felt a little bit bold and decided to let slip my identity as the voice of the South to these people. If they had been actively opposing the Pathfinders and even gone to war with them, I figured, what the hell?
Nah, that would have been me. Sometimes I broadcast sporadically over the airwaves, and I broadcast anti-Pathfinder propaganda.
Or Black Company.
Yeah.
That was like what? Like a couple weeks ago.
Did you hear it?
I did some of it.
Really? Oh, that makes me happy. Why am I burning up?
I didn't know it was you.
And I talk.
I didn't know it was you. He said, he's a good actor because since we're doing commentaries, I might as well let you in on this. That fact that we talked about this afterwards, he made that up. He didn't hear me. But he made that up for the story. He basically knew that I was recording here, so he made that up just because he wanted his own character, Corey, to have heard Robin's broadcast as the voice of the South. But he told me that like later, and obviously that didn't get included in the series. But I asked him, "Did you actually hear me?" And he said, "No, I didn't. I made that up, but I wish I heard. I wish I'd heard, you know." So, but for all intents and purposes, in the story, he did hear us. He did hear me. But remember, last episode, there was a guy that actually did hear me. And he was like, "What? What?"
Like this. I was like, really southern. You know? Stop burning up. Why am I burning?
It's the fire of the South, man.
Yeah.
Burns.
Well, I'm thinking we're gonna take a trip someday and just take a stock, basically, of whoever's left in these lands. We still have to find the rest of our family, and we have to find Dex. I haven't seen that little bastard for a while now.
Okay.
Just a note here. There's a reason why we haven't seen Dex yet. The reason will be apparent in the next episode. And that will be the reason for why it's going to be dramatic in the next episode. I'm just saying. Heavy on the role play. Definitely.
Oh,
Yeah, we gotta find him.
what were you gonna do?
And it's actually going to motivate a lot of actions that are going to be taken in the following episodes.
Nothing. He's just standing there stoic and silent. And, you know, he's getting a little bit closer. I was trying to see if I could see a twinkle of eyes behind that skull mask. And, and then he pulls out the baseball bat of doom. So I fucked off.
Oh.
I'm properly fucking off again.
That's good.
Yeah, that baseball bat.
Yeah, that's gonna have a lot of memories now.
You have to give it a name. You gotta give it a name.
just
Like
woke
a,
up.
like
Corey
a
Smasher.
Call it,
Corey
I
Smasher.
don't know, Justice. The rectal examiner? Fuck, I don't know. There's so many possibilities. We can't go with Corey Smasher.
I'm gonna go with Corey Smasher.
Yeah. Fuck you. I'm going to call it that.
I still got some of my blood on there.
Yeah, you see? It's fitting.
I think we've gotten a lot of good information.
Yeah, and it was really good to see you
really
again,
good.
Corey. Actually, like
Yeah, man. Good to see you guys again, man.
I've been
Like,
wondering
if you guys
actually
need
what
anything else,
happened.
You know where we are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice to meet you, Mike.
Yeah, it was good to meet you too, man. Again.
As we were preparing to take our leave, Michael asked Corey for a fist fight to settle their score.
Fuck it, let's go.
Oh, trust me, we're not going to leave anytime soon. Because Harold's going to show up in a moment.
Out in the street, out in the street.
Oh, you
Rematch. Let's go.
ready to watch fucking Corey get knocked the fuck out again? I am. Oh, hold on.
All right. Ding ding.
Oh shit.
Jesus.
Oh, he's got him.
Bastion goes all in. Oh my god.
Oh,
my
damn.
god.
It's like I fucking win again, Corey. What's that now? 3-0, you fucking loser.
Oh my god. So aggressive. But this is what I'm talking about. This is what leads me. There's so many hints here that Michael has already taken the step over to the path to the arbiters here. I'm pretty sure.
Piss off.
Maybe he's not the fighting type. Maybe he wants to be, you know, the leader instead. Actually, does
No,
Bastion
no.
have a leader?
Yeah, his name's
Yeah,
Harold.
fucking him. Tell him I said that.
Okay.
And that's another reason why I believe, because arbiters did have like issues with Harold, I think.
Talking with the Bastion boys was nice. In fact, we managed to stay so long just from enjoying the conversations that Harold himself actually had time to show up while we were still there.
Told you.
Oh, is this Harold?
Yeah, howdy.
Harold, nice to meet you. You're the leader of Bastion?
Yeah, pretty much. I kinda just woke up.
Okay. Well, we're the Burley brothers. I'm Robin Burley, and Rory's coming back from a headache right now. And we met Corey before when he was part of Sanctuary, basically. Had some adventures together.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Corey gets around a lot. There's your brother, I think.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, hey, Rory, meet Harold. Mr. Bastion.
Howdy.
I tried being funny. When I hear these things, I kind of cringe a little bit because I'm trying to be like, oh, Mr. Bastion, you know?
Well, hello there, Harold.
It's a pleasure
We
to
call
meet the
him
both of you.
Grandpa.
Yeah, same to you. We've actually been here chilling in the gazebo and talking old
Yeah, let's
times.
go take a seat, actually, if you're good.
Yeah, sure.
I do actually want to know, you guys know those Meals on Wheels folks, yeah? Do you know about them? We're trying to see if there's anyone that's, you know, gotten food from them or anything. Harold told us of something we weren't aware of. A group of people known only as Meals on Wheels were apparently leaving human remains in boxes outside of various residences and communities.
Sounds like a typical cannibal group.
Bastion was currently looking into the situation.
Bastion was kind of like the law down in the south, even though for some reason they allowed the Pathfinders to throw their weight around in the same area. But Bastion was the faction that kind of was protectors of the south.
Meals on
We know you can can the stuff, but we're trying to see if they're feeding other people it, or if they're actually feeding other people other food. Because the way it looks, they're either being framed, or they're using it for something.
Well, that's a whole lot of effort for someone to go through to frame them on the possibility that no one would actually see it.
Yeah, it was just 2 wooden boxes, like in the branches of a tree that we found. Stuff was rotten too, so it'd been there for a while. Where do you guys set up anyway? I've heard you guys have been around for a bit, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually kind of cool because at this point in time, people are really starting to get to know us. Like, really, we're not that unknown anymore. We'd started to climb the fame ladder, if you will, because we'd simply met so many people that, you know, the name of the Burley brothers had started to go around. And both me and Mehdi liked that. It was like, it was interesting to get, you know, get to be a little bit known by people.
We have our homestead over by Oceanville. That's pretty much
Oh.
where we grew up.
By the way, if you're wondering why I'm like leaning forward constantly here, it's just because I'm trying to like, take care of a small bleeding like scab on my leg. Tends to get swollen because of my blood pressure medicine, so I'm trying to like, use the tissue and try to fix that. Anyway, back to the episode.
Oh, yeah, I used to have an apartment building.
Did you guys shelter Chloe Bell?
Yeah, that was me. Helped her fake her death and everything.
Okay, now we get to the part where we actually talk about Chloe Bell and what actually happened. Her story is finally gonna get dredged up. Time to listen.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's why the Bastion flag was flying over that apartment building. Okay.
Oh, that apartment.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, we were sort of piecing
Hey,
that
it's all
together.
coming together.
Yeah, she was our first mystery, like the first person we met ever when we got back to the island.
Episode 3, The Doctor. Of course, I'd already met, reunited, I should say, with Rory before that in episode 2.
And she was like very, very secretive, and we were like wondering why she was hiding and all that.
Unfortunately, she wasn't that secretive with everyone else. First thing she did when I finally set her loose and I moved out of that apartment building was go up to Sanctuary. Hey everyone, I'm Chloe Bell, the person whose death was faked literally a week ago.
Yeah, from what Harold is saying, it sounded like Chloe Bell was a little bit like dim-witted, like a little bit just not really sure how to handle. Like, yeah, we'll see.
What was the cause of that?
Basically, she was never very good at making smart decisions, and she made it look as if she'd been working with ghosts. The Scarlet Guide saw that, and their leaders kind of instantly latched onto that, so they decided to start trying to kill her.
But did she do business with Ghost?
No.
I see. Why would someone make a claim like that? Because I mean, if you want to stay alive, why would you make act like, oh, you're tight with the group that everyone
She wasn't
fucking
acting
hates?
like she was tight with them, but it's more that she made a lot of shady and just bad decisions that ended up with ghosts hitting them or ruining them from time to time. Like, she'd make a decision to go down a certain route and Ghost would hit them on that route, and it happened somewhat frequently. Make it...
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was pretty much, probably better off being a tavern keep at Sanctuary.
Probably. Yeah. She almost got herself in... Well, she did get herself in trouble with the Arbiters after. Basically, Tank, Gaunt, and Anton were originally parts of us, but...
Yeah, here we also, we get the lowdown here. Tank, Gaunt, and Anton were, if I'm understanding correctly, the ones that founded the Arbiters. I think he's actually going to mention it here. Anton was, for all intents and purposes, the leader of the Arbiters when we were active, like during this time. Anton was the main leader, I think. Tank was the one that would eventually go crazy. Alright.
The Arbiters existed before they became public. What happened was I'd approached them about the whole coalition against Ghost thing. They liked it, and they also liked the networking style that we had at the time. So they joined up with us, and Ghost had the contest, see who could win Purgatory.
Yeah, Purgatory.
Yeah, Gaunt won that, and they decided to head out over to there and take that and rebuild the Arbiters, so we parted on good terms. And then, the Arbiters kind of switched up what they were doing a bit, but basically I called in a favor they owed me and asked them, hey, don't rob south of Warner, Georgetown.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's part of our mission statement. We don't really care about what happens up there, but down here we want to keep things as safe as we can.
Huh. Really? Well, what about the Pathfinders?
Yeah, that was the big question. Why didn't they do anything about the Pathfinders?
Yeah, I was gonna talk about that as well. For the longest of time, the Pathfinders were running wild down here. Like, pretty much straight up asking for tribute and taxes by everybody, from everybody they met.
They're the ones that pushed us in that direction. We were on good terms with them, and then one day, some robbery went wrong or something. They tried to rob me and one of my guys, and it turned into a firefight. You don't remember much, but supposedly what happened. Everything seemed fine after that. Nothing really happened between the two of us. Then we took in a resident by the name of, what was his name? David something, I
He was
think.
he was the spy.
So we took in a resident and he let them into a castle, unfortunately, and they robbed a whole bunch of equipment from us. They basically said we wouldn't survive in the south, demanded we leave the castle and go up north. We didn't take that. I tried to talk it out because one of their leaders, Saint, he was usually a very dependable and reasonable man. Unfortunately, I ended up talking to Rascal.
Oh,
Rascal.
Oh.
Fuck.
Oh, yeah, he demanded 1 box of nails per head in the castle per week. That would be 11 boxes a week. He also took a ratnik that I'd intended to trade to tank the arbiters. Just to say that.
I bet this is around the time that Rascal told us that Bastion were like paying tribute to them.
yeah, the first time we met Pathfinders, they said that Bastion comes around here every once in a while, but they do pay their taxes. They were like, we're good with Bastion, basically. So we were wondering if you were like their subjects or whatever.
We only paid it 1 time because I was stuck in there with 13 of them. So we didn't have a choice at that point, because they demanded payment as soon as the talking was over.
Oh shit.
After that,
Fucking Pathfinders, always trying to extort money.
started working against Black Company, Pathfinders, whatever.
Yeah.
We captured one of their guys under pretense of a trade. Forced what information we could out of him. Not much of it was truthful, unfortunately, and we knew that off the bat.
Gotcha.
But we worked with groups like Lamplight and the Arbiters. We were going to work with groups like Sanctuary and the Riders, but on the day of the meeting, because they'd asked for us to come and meet them the next day, they'd called in Shipwrecked, which had troubles with one of my guys, and one of them had left their radio on. So Black Company came up and they attacked the town, and after that, it's like we were kind of done working with them.
So it was Shipwreck's fault that the Pathfinders found out about the whole possible coalition against them. This kind of reminds me, it's kind of similar to what happened in the Westbrook incident, episode 12, when I forgot to switch off my radio and we were trying to consolidate with B tier as the first big major faction that were going to be taking action against the Pathfinders. This actually kind of just, it was a deja vu, and I was like, oh my god, I can so relate to this,
Told Harold everything about the Westbrook incident, how we'd planned to create a coalition of our own against the Pathfinders, how we had opened negotiations with B tier, and how everything subsequently had gone south. So, we and Corey.
Yeah, we should have come to them first. Fuck.
Yeah, I know. And we had been talking with Corey already, like just a moment, like before that, about maybe start working together against the Pathfinders, and we had no idea if we were compromised because of that. But eventually we got.
One of the biggest reasons why I agreed with it was because I knew a few guys from Sanctuary that actually wanted to fight.
Yeah.
And this wasn't the leadership of Sanctuary. This was a normal.
The Pathfinders were actually really friendly with us when we started setting up here. And even when they started forcing the rest of the South to pay taxes, it wasn't until that robbery incident or whatever, which I really think they didn't recognize us.
I will interject here with something though. It does feel a little bit, from what Harold is telling us, It does feel like Bastion never even intended to, you know, act on the fact that Pathfinders were a threat to the freedom of the people of the South, because he says it himself. Like we were friendly with Pathfinders until that robbery incident with one of my guys. It never seems like it didn't seem like from what he's saying. It doesn't seem like Bastion ever intended to act against the Pathfinders, try to put them in their place, try to free the South. In retrospect, it's like, okay, I mean, I guess it's good that that little incident of yours happened, but I don't know. It doesn't feel. Of course, there is an OOC reason for that, like out of character. Roleplay servers need bad guys. Otherwise, it's going to become a PvE server with everybody just living peacefully and like exploring the land. There's no drama, no conflict whatsoever. Um, if everybody is bad, is everybody is like bad guys and essentially shooting everybody, then it just turns into a PvP server. Conversely, role playing server tries to like walk the tightrope between those two, sort of have a balance. You want to be able to stand up for yourself and actually, you know, act the way you want to act, but you also have to remember that if you root out bad guys, if you there's not going to be any conflict, there's not going to be any drama, there's not going to be, so bandits are needed in a way, in a sense, on RP servers. I think that is why they were content to just leave the Pathfinders alone. But in the story, lore wise, it's a little bit disconcerting that they were never really planning on, standing up to the Pathfinders. That's something that I just wanted to make a note of, because I feel like Robin isn't actually pushing it here. And in retrospect, I feel like maybe he should have. Be a little bit more confrontative and or confrontational, and be a little bit, why wouldn't you have, like, stood by the South when the South was fucking getting squeezed by the Pathfinders? I wish I as much as I didn't want to upset this peaceful little campfire RP we were having here, in many ways, like, I look back at these episodes, I wish Robin would have acted in certain ways. But it's always easy to realize these stuff after the fact. This is what it is now, and I guess this is just one more time when Robin was just like, okay, I'm gonna accept that. I'm not gonna push it. I mean, we were strangers here. We were guests. It wouldn't really serve us to sort of antagonize the leader of Bastion. But I have been thinking, like, I should really have pushed and a little bit, like, at least demand to know if they had, like, if they were ever gonna do anything about the Pathfinders. Because up to this point, Bastion had been an unknown to us. We had sort of put all our money on Bastion to sort of be the saviors of the South. While we are going to accept the fact here and also be a little bit like, wow, we like you guys because you have the right mindset, there's still that little unresolved thread that, yeah, they weren't ever planning on doing something about them, story wise. I know why they couldn't really do it, but it would have been a little bit interesting to hear his explanation, or hear that, oh, we were going to do something. That's just a little regret I have that I didn't actually ask about that.
When they decided to force us to pay taxes.
Yeah.
We didn't even entirely know about it, as at that point we were still in the middle of rebuilding the castle. to be a town here before us.
Arbiters, to me at least, seem like the Pathfinders of the North. Because they tend to rob. I know for a fact that several of their members like to go around robbing people.
They rob.
There's a big difference now between, you know, full on just outright, hey, yo, I'm robbing the fuck out of you, and then, oh, hey, yeah, donate for this children's hospital.
I suppose
the Arbiters are very honest about what they do.
Yeah, I suppose the Pathfinders were the bureaucrats of banditry.
A fucking sweet talker.
I mean, in a way.
But well, the Arbiters are very honest.
Was like
I'll
the
say
clever
that.
one, but Rascal was the fucking trouble.
I'll say that they tend to be very cool once you're friends with them, and it's like if you're causing shit when they're robbing you, they're probably gonna make it worse than if you just act cool. Unless it's Tank, then well, he's dead now, but he was kind of insane. They have a very specific list of people that decides who they can and can't rob.
Yeah.
So if you're on the list, they won't rob you.
Oh, okay.
You see, there's the first mention of the whitelist. The not server whitelist, but just the arbiters sort of whitelist that has names which are off limits, you know. And that's the list I suspect that we Burleys ended up on later down the line.
It's only Gott and Anton that really decide who gets on the list, I believe.
Well,
I remember asking, I think it was Anton, I asked him over Discord, and this was like after the series was done and all that. I think it was. I asked him like in a DM, just like just between you and me, did us Burleys, did we end up on the whitelist? Because it seems like we have, because arbiters aren't robbing us. They're always cordial with us now. They're always friendly. And the only thing he would say was maybe not. Like, or something to that effect. Like, possibly. Like, something. He wouldn't like say, it was just like, maybe.
hello there.
Okay.
Michael.
Hello.
Come join the fun.
Oh, that's Nigel. Come sit down, bro.
Hello, Nigel.
Yeah, I'm just going to quickly sort out my stuff and I'll be back.
Still need to find him a room.
That guy sounds real familiar.
Is he a rookie here?
He was an initiate until a few days ago, but he'd been with us for a while.
I gotcha.
His name is Nigel Faraday, I think it is. I think that's his last name.
Cool.
I haven't really seen him around much, but he's been one of the longest initiates we had, and if you're an initiate for too long, eventually we either have to choose whether to swear you in or just kick you out.
Ah. I was thinking about something. Remember what I told you that I wanted to offer to B tier? You know, with the whole outpost thing?
Yeah.
What if we offered Bastion that?
Kind of pointless though, because they already had that freaking apartment. I don't know why I didn't realize that. Why didn't I think of that? Here I'm trying to make it a plot point that I was going to offer them, as if that is even mine to offer, offer them like a building on Starter Island, which is like, it's not even, it's even closer to like New Haven than us, but essentially it would act as an outpost. Like, we would give them that. Here, have an outpost here. But in retrospect, I don't even know why I haven't even realized it now. But they did have the apartments on Starter Island, which is essentially what I was going to offer. I mean, okay, you can argue that, okay, this is just an RP thing, that we're actually just, but we already knew that they had the fucking apartments. I just realized that. Why didn't I think of that before I said this?
Back when B tiers seemed to become one of our strongest allies in the fight for the South, I had mused my idea of setting them up in a small compound on Starter Island, an industrial building perfect for the job.
Yeah, that was actually, back in the day, I considered giving that to B tier. Again, as if that was mine to give. But like, just mentioning it and allowing them to live there. Again, we don't own the area. It's more like that was the county or like the jurisdiction of New Haven. That wasn't Burley. Like Burley's had their homestead and that was it. But anyway, I felt so proud about that idea. I was like, yeah, you know what? You can have an outpost here, like in our neighborhood. Yeah, it's sort of like a home away from home. And it never even once occurred to me to connect the dots. But they already have the apartments. They even left the apartments because there was no need for them to have the apartments. Why would... Never mind. It's just, things I realize when I rewatch these things.
It would sort of act as a secondary base, which would provide a home away from home for B tier, whereas we would also have a closer range to reach them if we needed to get in touch with them quickly.
The thing is, why I'm mentioning this is because the apartments that I'm talking about that they already had, that's where they hid Chloe when we met her the first time around. Those apartments. They already basically had an outpost there.
With B tier gone, however, I was contemplating to hand the same deal to Bastion instead.
The same deal? Alright, never mind.
Like an outpost.
Safe house or what have you.
Yeah. While Harold appreciated the offer, he was unfortunately unable to accept, citing a territorial agreement between Bastion and the Patriots.
Which is also strange because they did have the apartments before, but then again, now that I'm thinking about it, the Patriots and the Eden Republic, or the Republic of Eden, think they might have moved in after Bastion dismantled their apartment safe house. As a matter of fact, that might have been like the deal that they made that they actually had to dismantle that. It's possible.
We're setting up a thing where the Patriots would cover the Oceanville Islands. We'd help them out though because it's still part of the South, and then us and the Enclave could work with it, and with Lucas's rules we could work around those.
Okay. I actually didn't even know how far the influence of the Patriots stretched. I thought it was just like small.
They're pretty much, yeah, they are pretty much Smallville. They were the ones that kind of subsumed Oceanville. The rumors I know some people in them.
Yeah.
We've talked to them from time to time too, and they've always been on board with what we want to do, and they've said they'd be happy to do that for Oceanville.
Okay. It sounds like we actually need to meet up with these Patriots, because we're basically their next door neighbors.
But we're more than willing to help you. If you ever deal with a robbery down south or other things we don't mention.
He was actually offering... Oh, I cut it out because it wasn't really that necessary, and it would just have, it would have been more time consuming. But he did actually offer us to get in touch with the Patriots for us, get them on the radio, and actually have us talk to them and set up a meeting. But nobody from the Patriots was actually on or awake on the server, so there was no luck there.
Too publicly? It's part of the reason we don't broadcast the whole anti-robbery thing over the radio, and we've let it kind of get around by word of mouth. We don't want a whole bunch of people coming down here and doing it just to be spiteful and say, nobody can stop me.
I gotcha.
There's the thing of cannibals. Now, we have two, categories for them. There's the opportunistic ones who don't kill people and say they're just walking down the road and they find a dead body. They might cut that one up and eat it, but they won't actually kill someone over it. And then there's the ones that kill and hunt people. We are after any of the ones that hunt people.
Yeah,
we don't want any killers going around.
No, that seems reasonable.
Robin.
Yeah?
I like what these guys got going on. See, I got captured by some cannibals, and they cut my fucking eye out.
Yeah, Rory's origin story is detailed in episode 2. Yeah, Reunion. Basically, before he showed up on the island again, he had the unfortunate bad luck of running into cannibals that actually cut his eye out and ate it. Gouged his eye out and ate it. And that's why he always wear an eye patch.
And ate it.
And we tried to always make sure that he always wore the eye patch. And with a few exceptions, like 1 or 2 exceptions, he always managed to wear the eye patch. In the very, very last episode, I give kind of a reason for why he isn't wearing the eye patch, but it was like really a desperate explanation. But then again, it kind of fit. But yeah, okay, never mind.
How long ago was this?
Oh, fuck me, this was...
That was on the mainland. That was on the mainland.
3 or 4 months ago? Yeah, mainland.
Oh, okay.
So Rory,
Sounds like
my
this.
brother, my dear old brother, does not like cannibals. I mean, I don't either, but he has a special hatred for them.
Yeah. I've been on the... When I washed up on the island, it was at the height of its anti-cannibal phase. Savoy ran Jamestown, and Jester was still going around killing people.
Gee.
So, yeah. He was a cannibal that managed to kill over 25 people before he was finally
Oh,
executed.
fuck.
My god.
Give the guy a fucking trophy.
Give him a swift death.
I actually... Yeah. At the time, I lived in the town that was here. I moved out shortly after due to differences with how the Coalition and Jamestown's leader ran things. Fast forward a week or so. Oh, Bastion.
Bastion here to stay. This is very interesting because you guys seem to be what we thought that the Pathfinders were initially.
Before we knew better. of course.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we were looking for order when we set out first time from starter, and it was like we came across Cushville like immediately because the road leads there. And like we thought that was order. Like we thought that was order
At that time.
Yeah, I know, right? Like it was very weird, but yeah. What you're saying now is that you're actually, you guys seem to be at least like, you know, the defenders of the little guy.
Yeah, just want to keep the South safe for everyone living down here as best we can, to be honest.
Our conversation slowly but surely slid onto the subject of Warlock, and I could notice Harold tensing at certain points during the conversation.
He used to be known as Hemlock, and when he was Hemlock, he was a decent enough guy.
Ah,
To be honest, he was probably a cannibal, but he didn't kill people. He had a body removal service. And his general thing was just, don't ask what I'm doing with the dead bodies I'm removing for you.
okay. Gee.
But he founded Collective, and they went on to do a lot of shady business. Leader of the New Order, Bob Taylor, got turned into Phoenix. Like, his personality changed drastically.
Notice that now that we're talking about Harold or Warlock, I have the same track. Like I tried to give certain factions and certain people their own little theme song. This is like the calm but also a bit ominous theme for Harold. Or for Warlock, sorry. You can hear like there's piano and there's like a slowness to it, but you can also hear like if you listen closely, you can hear like the techno synthesizers like. I was trying to like. It's like a techno cult, the spirit of a techno cult. I wanted to bring forward, but yeah, I don't know.
Jeez.
They were one of the groups that worked with Warlock and his serums and all that, and I'd been injected with one a long time before this mutant business started. It was around when the ghosts were active.
Oh. Were you a guinea pig of Warlocks?
He caught me on my way to the Salty Cougar to talk with Anton, Tank, and some other people. Well, that was the day where I was gonna, you know, announce that we were gonna build the town here.
Okay.
He caught me on the bridge. Took my gun, 3 other things, injected me with his serum. Said if I said I'd feel some changes and some wouldn't be very pleasant in the coming days. And when I felt them, I should head over to Ghost's Purgatory.
Huh. Did Warlock ever, like, work with Ghost? Were they, like, with him?
Oh, they worked together. Leviathan was one of Warlock's main test subjects, and I have a feeling that with some of the symptoms the original members of Ghost shared, because some of them, like Wraith, right? They'd been known as someone named Lucy before that, and then all of a sudden their personality changes so drastically they don't even remember being Lucy.
Oh.
That fit with some of the symptoms of the serums after I talked with Lucas and other people about it. My guess is the ghosts were their test subjects, and then he'd use the more stable product that he had on the people he intended to be part of the collective. I was invited to go up there and join my brothers and sisters, as he put it, the day after I was injected.
But did you feel any, like, effects of that?
It causes changes. It really depends on who you are, how much of it you get, and how defective or stable it is. I'm not that much different. I just have some issues with my anger at times, and I'm a bit faster than I should be. That's really about it.
Alright. This made me a little concerned. Harold appeared to be a man of relatively high moral fiber, all things considered, and also one whom you'd find yourself looking up to. A proper leader, if you will. Not to mention that he had turned out to be a wellspring of information for us Burlees. But I had to wonder, was the serum latent in his veins? We'd already seen the effects of a specific viral pathogen in the Kuru infection all across the islands. If this serum of Warlock's was specifically designed to change the biological makeup of an individual, would it really stop at speed and anger? Or would it at one point consume Harold and make him just as twisted as the psychotic elements of the old Ghost crew? Well, I think, like, I was also wondering, like, those scientists that come out of the bunker, like, what's up? Yeah, what's up with them? We haven't really.
So, they've been under the bunker since the whole outbreak started. From what I understand, Dr. Carr is immune, but the rest of them, they don't know how many of the rest of them aren't, because they've been breathing, like, filtered airs.
This is actually pretty cool, because at this point in time, these were lore characters. Like, these were characters that were involved with the lore, like why the world fell, why the zombie apocalypse is going on, and all that. The scientists, for all intents and purposes, they were played by admins, I think. And I never actually thought that I would ever meet them. Fast forward to episode 28, 7, something like that. No, sorry. I actually did not ever meet them. But however, I never thought I would really hear about them again. Not true. And also, I would hear them as well. A funny little footnote. Dr. Carr, that he is describing here and talking about, the sort of like the head scientist in that group, was actually played by the guy who also played Vincent in episode 9. Yeah, the Sanctuary episode.
Okay.
They have to wear.
He told me that when I was talking to him in DMs, and he was like, "Yeah, don't tell anyone though, just so you know, yeah."
Full-on hazmat suits. So, from what I've gathered from, what I've heard and by talking to them and asking around, the virus itself is airborne, and they haven't had any contact with the rest of the world in a very long time. As a matter of fact, the first time they came out of that bunker, they were amazed to find any forms of civilization at all.
Huh. So, are they still there? Like, are they just locked inside, pretty much?
I don't know. The last time they came out, traded with us. We gave them a bunch of tools and equipment for maintaining machinery in exchange for a keycard, and then they went in. But that was also the day that the first mutant, Loxley, he'd been turned into one, had been sighted by Floki when he slipped in after them.
Oh.
And since then, we've had quite a few sightings of mutants running around, and there's a lot of them. 2 of them were killed yesterday, including the Loxley one. They lived in a section of the bunker that nobody else could access. What I'm worried about is that the mutants, some of the mutants may be those scientists that Warlock has injected, or that they've been affected by this in some way. We haven't seen them since that day.
Okay, okay. That Warlock seems to be, like, sort of like a mastermind behind a lot of the occurrences here.
He's a smart
He
man,
is.
but on his own, he's a weak and harmless worm. It's been that way since he was named Hemlock. Before he had the collective to help him and do his dirty work, and the ghosts. Once the collective disbanded on him and the ghosts just vanished, well,
I just had to put that.
most of them actually committed a mass suicide.
Okay.
I should have put up OOC. Oh, no. Never mind.
Once that happened, he was on his own, so he went into hiding for a bit. And then after Loxley was sighted as a mutant by Floki in the bunker, he showed himself and he invited a bunch of people into the bunker. I wasn't there for it, but from what I heard, he had them bow to the mutants.
Wow.
Yeah, if I wasn't there, I would have shot Warlock.
I was fine with leaving him alone. At Lucas's coronation, I told him that while I wanted him dead, we had better things to do with our time, pretty much, and we weren't gonna break Lucas's rules either to get it done.
Oh yeah, about that,
And then,
like, Lucas, is he putting down rules that you abide by? Or, like, how does that work?
nope. He is not the king of the South. Verona and the Pathfinders were overly dramatic.
Okay, good.
Lucas and us, we have mutual agreements, and I've worked with Lucas. He has his own rules for his castle. We have our rules.
As time passed, Corey finally had to leave on the count of fatigue. Guys.
Cheers, guys.
Oh, are you? Oh.
Good to see you guys again.
Yes, you too,
Yeah, I'm
man.
gonna go sleep.
He's also Aussie, so he was on a completely different time zone than we were.
Have a good night's sleep, man. I hope to see you again soon.
You too, man. Yeah, man, definitely. If you need anything, give me a shout.
Yeah, it was good to
Good
catch
night,
up
boys.
with you.
See,
Yeah, bro.
Take care.
Yeah.
I managed to ask about the factions we'd heard about but never seen, the Winchesters and Ravenholds. But Lily told me something about Winchesters being here and Ravenhold and whatever. I was like, oh, what factions are they? You know, like...
I think Ravenhold's the
Ravenhold-
ones that they kicked out the other castle.
Ravenhold was the one in the Black Stag Republic. They gave it to them. They were a bunch of mercenaries, and, well, needless to say, they took our castle after we left it empty for a long period of time. So nothing to really show that we'd been there either, because we disassembled every building we could and left with them.
Okay.
As for the Winchesters, from what I understand, they were a family of bandits. But I'm fairly certain we went by their place and it was completely decayed. I know we got a bunch of stuff out from it.
Ah, okay, okay. I heard Winchesters was trying to do some business, like set up a business venture or something.
I don't know too much about that. They didn't last for very long.
Okay.
I'll say this about Lily. I'd definitely be careful about what you tell her, because while they're not around anymore, back when the Pathfinders were around, she told them quite a bit. She was very good friends with Verona. She'd visit them all the time. And she had a place right outside their castle, apparently.
Oh, but hold on a minute. This connects to what you told me, Rory, about the old man not trusting her. Remember? They wanted her dead eventually.
Oh yeah. She had a place with the Riders of Portland, and she had a place right outside of the Pathfinder's castle.
Ah.
From what I understand, she fed them a lot of information. It's like they knew that the meeting was going to be. They knew about the meeting with Sanctuary. They just didn't know when it was going to be held. From the looks of it, they knew that we'd started acting.
Okay, well, I have to kind of ask if could that be because she was a little bit special?
Or is
It's
it
very easy to be fake. About that kind of thing.
I didn't actually.
You know, I call
That's true.
cutesy. You know, people are
That's
likely to tell you stuff.
Yeah, I just took her at face value. That is true, actually. Huh.
Though I have to say, the way she played that character, the person actually playing the Lily character, she did it really well. That I'm kind of leaning towards actually thinking that she intended to be a little bit, you know, maybe kind of slow and naive and trusting and doing whatever she told people, like whatever she told the Pathfinders. I still think she was trying to make it so that Lily wasn't actually intentionally telling them stuff that was like of a sensitive nature. I think I just got that vibe, you know, that she wasn't really an undercover spy or anything like that. I mean, of course, a really good undercover spy would want you to think that, but I don't know. I just doesn't feel like she was that. I don't know. Could just be me.
Never thought of that. But I heard she was the girlfriend of Hank, the leader of the Riders.
Well, that's new. I do know I've heard that he had a soft spot for her, but I didn't hear about that.
Okay, okay. It could just be rumors. I don't know, but that's what I heard at least. Interesting. All right. Well, this is good at least. I feel like we've made our mark here now, so that we have some connections here. That's good. Also, if you guys ever see somebody answering to the name Dexter Burley, he's our cousin, so he's that guy who bolted in with new when he was. Yeah, Dexter or Dex.
Oh, Dexter. Okay.
Yeah. We're sort of looking for him now because he's been gone for a while now, so trying to find him again.
Yeah.
At last, it was time to head home. As we prepared to take our leave, we went over to fill up with water at the well. Very nice. Well, this is really awesome. Good to know that there are good guys left here.
Pretty much. You're welcome to come up here
Aw.
anytime as well. We leave the gates open for anyone to really come in and get water.
Yeah, that's very, very kind of you, actually. We got a little bit surprised when we came in here and like, oh, everything is open.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, we keep the rest of, like, the main part of the town under lockdown. The only parts that aren't behind those gates is Dobby's little store here and, that initiate tower.
But, yeah, okay, I hope you, hope you're gonna be good. Now, be good as we leave.
I just didn't know what to say. So clever me just comes up with "be good." Just like, what? I could have said something more generic, but at least it would have made sense. Take care, you know.
And,
You're fine.
yeah. You ready, Rory?
Yep, I'm ready.
Go to the bathroom before we leave.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Alright. Alright. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Bastion and Nigel. I mean, I know your name is Harold, but I want to call you Mr. Bastion.
For FYI, that was the last time I ever called him Mr. Bastion, so I don't even know why I tried. It didn't even stick with myself.
You're awful
Have
quiet,
a good
man.
one.
Yeah, you too.
Be safe on the return ship. There have been sightings of mutant spy Lucas's castle and Stoning.
I gotcha. We'll be careful. Take care, man.
You guys have a good one.
Yeah, have a good one.
Alright, well you have the code to this, right?
Indeed.
On the road again.
Trust me, after having sat there for what seemed like a couple of hours, I think it actually was. I cut it down as much as I could now, just to include like what was most important for the story. But yeah, I think we sat there for a couple of hours. It felt really good to actually just leave and go anywhere, because Campfire RP is awesome, but once you sit for like, let me say this, once you meet Harold, bless him, he was a great guy, a nice character, and would always provide us with valuable information. But it would just drag out. It would just, you just sit there and be like, oh, I'm so restless. I want to go there somewhere else now. You know, like.
Okay, making sure that you don't.
I can't wait to be on the road again. I don't know the lyrics of that fucking song, I swear.
As we began our journey home, we discussed at length what we had learned. Bastion having started as a group separating from Jamestown and this so-called coalition, Corey having survived and been inducted into Bastion, Lucas being a flag collector, Skip Tracer having apparently sold out the Arbiters to the Shipwrecked, Sanctuary having been completely wiped off the map.
Yeah, this is sort of like a little summary at the end of the episode here.
Meals on Wheels, possibly being cannibals who force-feed others human meat, Chloe Bell having been in hiding because she messed up big time and came off as working with Ghost, Lily being an ex-informer for the Pathfinders, the mutants spreading like a plague, Harold having been injected with the same serum as Ghost, and Warlock pulling so many strings behind the scene. It was a bit overwhelming to take it all in, but it felt good to have finally been able to meet with Bastion. Harold had been the first faction leader who came across as a dependable guy with the well-being of the South in mind. As we let it all sink in, we headed back north for home.
There we go. That is episode 19, The Bastion of Blood Ties.
Do you hear me, Pathfinders? Your days are numbered.
Okay, I could have actually said something better. Numbered. That implies that they're actually approaching their doom. But, you know, like, I could have said something better, but I just wanted to, like, include that. Like, it was a final nail in the coffin. Like, yeah, do you hear me? Like, wherever you are, or something like that. But yeah, so, basically, good job. You. That's right. Good job. Good job, you. You sitting there right now, having reached the end of this episode. Because I have to tell you, even for me, who love, like, you know, lore and the story and, you know, everything exposition, this episode is very heavy on the exposition, and while it is a treasure trove of information, it is also kind of, it drags on. It does. So, hence, I want to congratulate anyone who made it this far, because now you've passed that exposition episode, basically. The next episode gets dramatic. Again, I'll say it again. It's drama in the next episode. We might do that one tomorrow, after I've played Donkey Kong Country 3 tomorrow again. I tend to make these episodes like double now. I do the standard Super Nintendo Summer episode, and then I just move on into roleplay review, and then I cut them both up into separate episodes afterwards. But yeah, so guys, thank you for being here. Remember to mind social distance, and always keep the retro legacy alive. If you want, you can always check out my Discord, reachable through that link. That is where you always get the latest news and updates. regarding the channel. Damn, I'm tired. I need to really log off now. And also, yeah, so hopefully I'll see tomorrow, and we'll be doing Donkey Kong Country 3 and possibly the next episode of Roleplay Review. Until then, remember, again, stay safe and mind social distance, and always keep the retro legacy alive. This is EagleBite83 wishing the best. Take care, good night, and goodbye.